Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.
This is KUGAN CASSIUS for IFL TV in association with MTK Global, the press conference for Anthony Yarde's fight with Spelman this Saturday live on BT Sport. I'm joined by Mr. Anthony Yarde. How are you, mate?
I'm magnificent. How are you?
I'm good. Magnificent.
Magnificent, baby.
Just finished the press conference here. A little summary of how you think that went.
You know, it was decent, man. It was it's all a bit different, you know, social distancing and all this palaver, but it is what it is. Looking forward to Saturday, man.
You've been out of the ring for 7 months now, so no ring rust there though.
I don't believe in ring rust, man. You know, it depends who you're studying. It depends the fighters that you watch. And if you watch certain great fighters' careers, when they came back from their layoff or whatever you want to call it, they come back sharper.
Fair enough, fair enough. It's been just over a year, as obviously John Rawlings was talking about, since you went out to Russia. We all know what happened, but how's that kind of year been for you, like mentally?
You know what, the year's been pure ups and downs, roller coaster. As everyone knows, I've had deaths in my family due to the COVID-19. My dad passed away and my nan. So yeah, it's been a roller coaster, man. You know, when we're expecting to get back to business, back to boxing, the COVID happens, and then I was impacted heavily by it. But so was a lot of people around the world. Just that I happen to be in the public eye. But yeah, we just got to continue moving, man. I feel like your character is shown by how you deal with struggles and bad situations.
You mentioned in the press conference there about separating your boxing life from your personal life. How easy or difficult is that to do for someone like you?
You know, it can be hard at times, but you know, I'm someone that makes things look easy. So I just feel like it's a mindset. It's how you think. You know, 9 times out of 10 we deal with things by how we think. You know, our approach to things, our attitude. So for me, it's just like it is what it is. You know, and if you just compare it to other things that happen around the world, you know, it's all right to deal with if you think about it logically. It's a tragedy. It's a heartbreaking thing, but at the same time, even with the whole Kovalev fight, and everyone's seen how I've reacted to it, it's boxing. You know, other than the great Floyd Mayweather, probably Joe Calzaghe, they're the only two I can really think of right now. All the other legendary champions, you know, took losses, and a lot of them took losses at the pits of their career. I took a loss when I took a massive risk, you know, going out to Russia fighting a real champion at the time. So it showed what kind of mix I should be in.
Over the last few years, everyone's always second-guessed about your training. We see the show you put on for the public, which is always entertaining, and we saw another one the other day, but it's always a question of, you know, there's always been rumours about, you know, you're not sparring, etc., etc., but what we see on the cameras, Carl Greaves asked it there, he doesn't know whether that's actually how you train behind closed doors.
I'm sure you've been in the gym with me. Yeah, exactly. This is how I train. Like, I do spar. You know, Tunde with his rumours, he's sent that spiraling, but I love it because people genuinely believe that I don't spar. What I don't do is have fights in the gym. So when Tunde's saying we don't spar, meaning we don't go around looking for the other champions and have wars in the gym, you know, and lose our brain cells and all them kind of things. We follow the world champions, how they did it. You know, some of them did it the hard way, like, you know, really tore each other up in the gym. But as they progressed, you know, if you see Mike Tyson, he got guys in who he could practice against. Yeah, he was knocking them out, but he was still practicing. A bit brutal by Mike Tyson. But again, I was privileged enough to go to see Floyd Mayweather in 2 training camps. I saw the kind of caliber fighters he was sparring. Other than Errol Spence, he was fighting guys that he was practicing with in the gym, getting ready, getting himself physically fit, you know. I just feel like, I don't know, everyone's got different training methods, but my training sessions every day are lions in the camp.
You nearly knocked John Rawlings over there at the press conference. Yeah, well, listen, we're used to that now anyway. Dex Spelman, we'll talk about what you think about him as a fighter in a second, but he did make an interesting comment that he said that it feels like you are surrounded by yes men, and that kind of probably more affects someone like Tundi. He said, you know, he kind of responded to that, Tundi, but what do you think about those comments?
Yeah, I don't feel like he meant it how he said it, if I'm being honest with you. Dex Spelman seems like a respectable boy. I just feel, and his trainer as well, they seem very respectful. So I feel like they just mean that because we've got, you know, the camp, shouting lions in the camp, you know, they're referring it back to the Floyd Mayweather thing. You know, like what Robert Guerrero was saying, that he don't need people shouting at lions in the camp. But I don't think he meant it in a bad way, if I'm being 100% honest. What I think he means is, you know, I've had everything given to me. You know, I've got the global Adidas sponsorship. I've had the sponsorship. I'm sponsored by Foot Asylum. You know, I'm fighting on TV from like my 5th professional fight. I've been headlining shows, so he feels like it's been given to me. But Saturday night, he's gonna feel why these opponents have been falling over.
What do you think of Spelman as a fighter? What did you think of his performance against Lyndon Arthur?
You know what, again, Spelman done, I feel like, what he was capable of. He came forward, he was moving his head in the beginning, he was throwing shots. But again, someone like Lyndon Arthur, I gave Lyndon Arthur a lot of credit for how he dealt with it. Only criticism I gave him is that he should have stopped him. It's entertainment. But again, Dex Spelman came forward, tried to make a fight of it, stopped moving his head. But if you watch boxing, when a fight ain't going someone's way, it takes a very, very good fighter to change the game plan. And again, I don't feel like Dex Spelman could produce that against someone like Lyndon Arthur who was leaning back, long arms. You know, he couldn't switch up the game plan. But again, I'm looking forward to Saturday night because I haven't knocked someone out in quite a while. And yeah, I'm looking forward to get back in the ring and entertaining on TV.
And then if you come through Saturday, Lyndon Arthur in your sights, the fight that was meant to have happened back in April?
Well, most definitely. That's the fight that was already arranged. I don't look past any opponent, so my only focus right now is Dex Spelman and, you know, having a fantastic performance. Everyone knows the news that was happening yesterday about this spike in COVID. Again, it's something I'm not really paying attention to because it's not my focus. This fight is happening Saturday. So, you know, anything after that, we have to play it by ear because it's all these guidelines and things that we're going through, innit?
So we won't hold our breath over you and Joshua Buatsi next year?
Oh, listen, I don't know about next year. You know, we don't know how the sport's going to go. You know, this COVID-19 thing has slowed down a lot of things. It's slowed down a lot. You don't know what could happen within the next 12 months if this COVID thing didn't happen. But the way I see it is this. Boxing is full of surprises. It's full of surprises. That fight has to happen for British boxing, for world boxing, and hopefully it's for a world title. And yeah, and it will be an entertaining one when it does happen.
I think if you spoke to the majority of British fans and said, name your top kind of 3 domestic, I'm on about 2 British opponents fighting each other, I'm sure most of them within the 3 would say you and Buatsi.
Yeah, I've seen it. You know, people I see on the street, you know, sometimes it's word of mouth as well. People see on the street, oh, I can't wait for you and that. What's his name? Buat, they can't pronounce his name. I'm saying Buatsi. They're like, yeah, that one. So it's like, it's a fight that people want. And, you know, you see it on social media. You know, people DM you. You know, I don't really see DMs too much. It's only when I'm seeing my mentions of it, people that have added me, so I can repost it sometimes. But 9 times out of 10, you know, I don't really look at comments, but sometimes I do see the UV's Buatsi, what a fight, or can't wait for you and Buatsi, etc. And he gets the same thing. So yeah, it's a fight that's going to happen in the future. But as I said to you before, Anthony Yarde vs Dex Spelman this Saturday. I'm looking to be very entertaining.
To be fair, aside from your fight, there's some great fights on the card including the two guys behind us, Heffron and Bentley, and there's a few good fights on this card. So everyone tune in to BT Sport this week. Have you got anything else you'd like to add, Anthony?
Stay strong, stay positive, keep a good attitude, and spread positivity, because you don't know what people are going through. Again, if I didn't announce it, you know, I get a lot of criticism on social media. If I didn't announce it, that I lost 2 family members in this tough time, you know, people don't know. So there are people out there suffering in silence. You know, there's a very respected actor that passed away, Chad, and he was suffering from cancer when he was filming Black Panther, and then afterwards he was getting a lot of criticism on social media about how slim he looked, people saying he was anorexic, things like that. They didn't know what he was battling, and sadly he passed away, rest in peace. So stop all this social media bullying. I'm not affected by it, but some people are. You know, I've seen it. I know people personally who are heavily affected by it. I can't deal with it. People that ain't even in the limelight. Girls, males, both ends of the ponds. You know, so when you're spreading anything, spread positivity. You know, there's nothing wrong with shouting lines in the camp. There's nothing wrong with motivating anybody or wishing someone the best. So stay tuned, man. Spread positivity, and everyone stay happy. Lions in the camp.
That's a great note to end on. Anthony Yarde, thank you very much for talking to IFL TV. As always, best of luck on Saturday, and we will get a word with you after your fight. All right?
Lions in the camp. You jumped. I saw you. You jumped.
Fucking wanker, mate.
Struggling with debt? Bills, loans, credit cards? Need a way out? Knock your debt out with Debt KO. Free, impartial advice on all your debt matters.